Arguments turn into silence. You stop fighting because you've stopped believing it'll change anything. The woman turns into a caretaker, not a partner. Her role shifts from lover to provider. Affection fades into obligation. Hugs become mechanical, kisses become rare. Resentment grows silently. Both partners start collecting emotional debts. Children sense the tension. Kids absorb emotional energy more than spoken words. The home feels heavy, not chaotic, just emotionally cold. Emotional exhaustion replaces romance. Survival mode takes over love mode. She starts detaching emotionally, protecting her heart by feeling less. He becomes defensive, interpreting her sadness as nagging. Communication turns practical. Conversations become about bills, kids, or schedules, not feelings. Loneliness sets in even while together. You share space but not hearts. The woman questions her worth as a wife or mother. Feeling unseen makes her doubt her value. Sex becomes infrequent or emotionless. Physical connection without emotional safety feels empty. Emotional affairs can happen. Seeking validation outside becomes tempting for either partner. Kids model the dysfunction. They learn love through what they witness, not what they're told. Laughter disappears, replaced by politeness and predictable small talk. She suppresses her pain for the kids, pretending everything's okay becomes her daily performance. He misreads her withdrawal as disrespect. Both feel misunderstood. Bitterness builds over time. The relationship starts dying in silence, not arguments. Emotional neglect becomes generational. Daughters repeat it. Sons normalize it. She loses her identity, becoming mom and wife but forgetting woman. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell and watch more of these videos of clever logic. Comment your thoughts and share with your friends and family. Now back to the video. He loses emotional intimacy and may look for excitement elsewhere instead of repair. Unspoken resentment leaks out as sarcasm. Humor becomes a mask for pain. Emotional safety vanishes. Honesty feels dangerous. Silence feels safer. She starts daydreaming about freedom, not other men but peace. Trust weakens, because presence without emotion still feels like absence. She becomes emotionally self-sufficient, doing everything alone, even when he's there. Children may emotionally parent their parents, trying to fix what feels broken. He feels unappreciated too. Both partners start living in mirrored pain. She may start emotionally shutting down. Less communication, less hope, less care. The relationship becomes businesslike, running a family, not nurturing a bond. Unmet needs become resentment triggers. Every small issue turns into a reminder of the big one. Emotional burnout leads to indifference. Apathy replaces anger. Self-esteem drops. She feels unworthy of love. He feels unworthy of respect. Children associate love with tension, thinking stress equals connection. Emotional cheating becomes a coping mechanism, not for lust, but for validation. She starts craving solitude. Peace feels safer than partnership. He may avoid home, emotionally or physically, because the energy feels heavy. Dreams stop being shared. The relationship loses its sense of we. Small acts of kindness vanish, replaced by transactional exchanges. The bond feels like a contract, not a connection. The relationship can survive legally, but die emotionally, existing without love, like strangers under one roof. Eventually, one person emotionally leaves first, long before they physically walk out the door. When an unappreciated woman stays in a relationship that continues into familyhood without emotional healing or balance, it creates a ripple effect that touches every layer of her life, her mind, her marriage, her children, and even her identity. At first, she simply becomes quieter. She suppresses her emotions to keep peace in the home, believing that silence will save the love that's slowly slipping through her fingers. But over time, that silence turns into emotional distance, a quiet war between her heart and her reality. She begins to live on autopilot, cooking, caring, and managing responsibilities, yet emotionally checked out. Her husband mistakes her exhaustion for coldness, never realizing she's simply drained from years of being unseen. This emotional neglect breeds resentment, not just toward him, but toward the entire idea of love itself. The psychological damage deepens as she starts believing that this is what love is supposed to feel like: one-sided, lonely, and obligatory. When children come into the picture, they grow up watching this emotional imbalance. They learn that love means endurance, not connection. Sons may grow up believing that women should be silent caretakers, while daughters may inherit their mother's quiet sadness, repeating the same pattern of giving without receiving. The family becomes emotionally fractured even if it appears stable on the surface. Everyone learns to keep the peace, but no one learns how to express love in a healthy way. Over the years, the unappreciated woman begins to lose her sense of self. She forgets who she was before the relationship, her dreams, her spark, her laughter. Depression, low self-worth, and emotional numbness take over. She may stay for the sake of the children, but her soul slowly fades behind forced smiles. Physical intimacy becomes mechanical, communication turns dry, and arguments revolve around routine rather than emotion. Financial stress, parenting disagreements, and emotional detachment turn the home into a quiet battlefield. He feels misunderstood and blamed, while she feels invisible and unloved. Both start building emotional walls, seeking comfort elsewhere, sometimes through distractions, work, or even emotional affairs. The home becomes a space filled with noise, but no connection, laughter, but no joy, presence, but no intimacy. By the time the children grow up, both partners may find themselves strangers, bound by shared history, but not by shared love. The unappreciated woman, if she doesn't heal, might carry bitterness into her later years, replaying the story of what could have been if she was valued, heard, and seen. And the man, realizing too late, might live with regret. Understanding that emotional neglect doesn't destroy a relationship overnight. It erodes it slowly, invisibly, and completely. Yet amid all this darkness lies one truth. If awareness enters the relationship early, healing is still possible. But if not, the legacy of unhealed love becomes generational. Children mirror their parents' emotional patterns, partners become emotionally foreign to each other, and love becomes a quiet form of survival instead of a space for growth. This is the tragedy of many homes today, families built on endurance, not emotional connection. And unless both partners learn to appreciate, communicate, and see each other beyond duties, the relationship will survive only in structure, not in soul.